What's up, everybody? I'm King Sway. I'm back. I let Sentinel take over for about a week. I was out doing some romantic type stuff with the wife. I'm back with,
Slayer Gaming.
and I gotta say, shouts out to the new subscriber, Jashia Taylor. If I'm mispronouncing your name, I apologize. Let me know. We have what's a suggestion. It comes from Super Robert 64. He said I should do the ink tank analysis of Ben 10 versus Green Lantern and my opinions on it. Slayer's opinion is
I believe Ben 10 would win wholeheartedly.
I'm flat out, straight up, whole out going Hal Jordan. My reasoning is with a power ring, you can do pretty much whatever the fuck you want. As they illustrated in Death Battle, Hal Jordan has access to all of his powers all the time. Ben 10 does not. Even with Master Control, there is time between the transformations. They're not instantaneous.
Like a second between each.
That's all I need to put a bullet in your head or some.
People have tried. Remember that?
Not in Ben 10. Blast your head off.
People have tried.
But we're gonna jump into this, and this is my first time doing something like this, so.
I'm not letting you leave with that.
Was he crushed though?
Completely forgot about me, didn't you?
Ben.
Was he crushed?
I always figured the Omnitrix had a failsafe that wouldn't let me die, and sure enough,
it wasn't specifically
This video
stated.
contains spoilers for the entire Ben 10 vs. Green Lantern Death Battle episode, which at the time of this upload is currently only available on Rooster Teeth's paid subscription plan. If you have not seen the battle and do not wish for it to be spoiled, please go check it out when it's available to the public, and I'll see you back here soon. First things first, I totally called that they were going to mix up the child and teenage versions of his aliens, right down to the first alien they'd use. A few days ago, I made a video exemplifying Ben's versatility as a fighter and a few Omnitrix features that get overlooked. The video was in response to the announcement of Ben Tennyson being accepted as a participant in the infamous brawler web series known as Death Battle. I said I would make a follow-up video after the battle is released, but if you haven't watched my first video, then that is totally fine. This video can be enjoyed and understood completely on its own as a response to Death Battle's episode. I would still like to recommend checking it out at some point later though, as it covers a lot of feats about Ben 10 that I'd love to bring more attention to. But what I'm going to focus on in this video is things directly relevant to the
If you want to get technical, he's dodging lasers, but that's plot armor, and the dude is not actually aiming at him. It was going right around him.
That they did that wouldn't actually work, and then responding.
So is he actually dodging if the person has shit aim? No. You dodge somebody like Deadshot, then yeah.
Problems with the recap. Every time I was about to make a note, they seemed to be one step ahead. It was very surprising. They really laid out a lot of feats I didn't think they'd mention. There were some statements that were phrased that made it seem like they watched a few of my videos for this, which is pretty neat. There were a few minor errors, like when they talked about Waybig's fight against the Dagon, they showed a clip of him fighting malware. Or when they said the overuse of the Omnitrix can horribly disfigure a user's DNA, which I don't think I've ever heard before, even as a rumor.
Kevin 11.
I'm really interested in knowing where they got that from. They also Kevin say 11. Derek J. White is one of the
messed with it, and it messed him up.
Things come up in the actual battle, so
that's because it wasn't Ben 10.
The fight was really cool to watch, too.
It kept me on the edge of my seat how close things factual thing.
The writing for Ben and Hal seemed pretty in character, and I thought the voices were great as well. My favorite one was Waybig due to it being the most accurate to the show. The voice of Ben did a fantastic job, but I felt like his voice would have suited teenage Ben much better, especially since they were using transformations from Alien Force onward.
I can give you 10 good reasons right now to let me go. You're not the first doofus to try to take this. It's hero time!
I get that the classic Ben is more recognizable, but honestly, non-fans of Ben 10 aren't gonna care which Ben you use, so why not appease to the people who actually do care? You can't tell me that seeing Kid Goku using Ultra Instinct wouldn't be jarring. But hey, that one shot of Heat Blast shooting a flamethrower with Hal manifesting a fire extinguisher was brilliant. I might be mistaken, but I think they were even using an original score too, so props to them for that. It even had lyrics. The super strength flick Alien X did was a great callback to the episode, and then there was Ben,
Plus,
which
unless
Ben
they
10,000
gave
did the same thing
Kid
as
Ben,
Atomic X.
Teenage Ben's
The biggest thing I was
intelligence,
worried about was them
I don't
not
think that
giving
would've
Ben
been
full
paired up
control of
evenly.
Alien X. And they kinda didn't.
Because
Let
the
me
way
explain.
Kid Ben versus Teen Ben fight is completely different. Kid Ben just rushes in and fights. Teen Ben
Unfortunately, I
calculates
ended up
his
having
moves.
a lot more to
I'm
fix
aware.
than I would have liked. I really wanted this to be an easy video and just enjoy the battle, but
And that's when I
ironically,
said
my
they're
biggest
just doing
problems
the
with the
Thanos
video
thing and just
happened
throwing
right
planets
when
and
Alien X
moons
showed
and
up.
whatnot at everybody.
The best way to begin is to explain every reason why the way they had Hal Jordan win would not work. Number 1, the Soda Bro effect. The way they had Hal Jordan win was by having him go back in time to the start of the battle, but what they failed to account for was the Soda Bro effect.
Soda Bro effect?
The Soda Bro effect is a ripple in the time stream created that can be detectable by those whose abilities are powerful enough to perceive changes in the time stream. The second Hal would use his time powers, and the fact he literally says,
Time, huh? Thanks for the tip.
Alien X would be able to sense it and follow him backwards in time with him. The fight wouldn't just end there. Alien X
Okay,
can time
but the
travel
fact
as
of the
well.
matter is he's going
Number
back through
2,
time, and
the
there is a
Omnitrix's
discrepancy
many
with
failsafes.
the time.
So Death
It's
Battle
like
claims that the Omnitrix has no
me
defenses
going
against Ben's time
high
going
molecular
clock, but that's literally
acceleration.
what the energy feedback was for, to protect
It
Ben. They even
goes
show it
against
activate at the
the
start of the battle.
watch.
Cutting Ben's arm off
Even
counts
there,
as the
even there,
Omnitrix being
it's
forcibly
on
removed
the
from
watch,
Ben.
not
Therefore,
his
the Omnitrix
arm.
would counter this. They also mention that the
Bullshit.
Omnitrix is able
No,
to take
'cause
control and
In
transform Ben
the
into whatever
animation,
alien
people
he
have
needs
gone
to
for his arm,
survive,
but every
but
time it
fail
went for
to
his arm,
actually
it either
show that
changed him
either.
into a
The
different
Omnitrix could have
alien
transformed
as
Ben into
failsafe
Goop,
or gave
or
off
Diamond Head, or
feedback.
someone else that could have survived the scissors.
Have they?
Catching
Because I
Ben
don't
off
remember
guard
any
isn't
time
even an
doing that.
argument,
And
because
even
the
then,
Omnitrix's
all you gotta do
AI
is be
is advanced
faster
enough to react
than
to things on
what the
its
watch
own,
does.
such
And
as
as fast as the Green Lantern is,
transforming fast enough
he's got
to
it.
catch the Big Bang.
which is their words, not mine. The fact that the Omnitrix has an anti-death failsafe isn't even brought up once.
I always figured the Omnitrix had a failsafe that wouldn't let me die, and sure enough, it kicked in right when the Big Bang started, gave me just the alien I needed. It always seems to give me the right alien, even when I want something else. Guess I should stop fighting it. It seems to know me better than me. The Omnitrix had a failsafe that wouldn't let me die, wouldn't let me die, wouldn't let me die, failsafe.
And they use clips
okay,
from
yeah,
the
it's a
very same
failsafe that
episode
doesn't
this
let
is
him die
mentioned
if
in,
it
even
can
showing
help it.
scenes moments before the statement. So it seems like
Well,
they did
it's
not watch the
advanced
full
alien
episodes that they
tech,
pulled
similar
clips
to
from
the
before
ring
using
itself.
them.
I was
So
just
I mean,
about to
that
say
may
that.
be a
So it
bit
probably
too much to
calculated
ask,
for
but
any
had they
attack
done
it's
it, they
done
would have
based off
come
its
across
target
a
and
major
itself.
I mean, you
game-changing
could
feat.
try, but
Number 3,
there's still speed
misunderstanding
variation.
Alien X. My biggest problem with the video was how they handled Alien X in general. He was treated far more like a melee fighter than he actually is, and his durability was significantly downplayed to the point of being non-existent at some times. To start, Alien X can erase people in the blink of an eye. Yet they're having him Thanos him.
They're
in a
doing
painfully
okay. They're
slow
doing
manner.
that. Yeah,
This
I
is
get
not
that,
how Alien X
and you have a
addresses
discrepancy
people.
with
They
it.
could just
But
blink,
again,
and
when
you'd be gone.
Kilowog
As I
survived
said,
the
he was
entire
primarily
retcon, do you
fighting
think the
melee
universe
style,
is slowly
which, while we
phased
have
out,
seen this in the
or
show,
just
it's
stopped
never been to
existing?
such an
It
isolated and
stopped
prolonged
existing,
degree.
and
You can
he was
see
like,
Alien
"Bang,
X clones
I'm
in the
here."
background
But at
as
the
if they're
same
waiting
time,
for an opening to get in on the punching.
catch it and
But
throw
they can
himself
warp
in.
all of time and space. Why are they treating this like a street
Yeah,
brawl?
he can.
Bare
Literally, I just
minimum, they
explained
should
that
at least be
Kilowog survived
firing an
an
energy
entire
blast or
universal
throwing
retcon.
planets or
Well, that's
something,
Kilowog.
if you wanted to
That's
keep
Hal
things
Jordan.
pretty
And
physical.
Hal
But
Jordan
them
beats
standing around
Kilowog.
to watch
Hal
is
Jordan
just
is
unacceptable.
the Green
Remember when they
Lantern.
showed how he can create a galaxy-sized
Well, if
black
that's your
hole?
reasoning, why
Where
you
was that?
block 3
Even
alien
if Hal
X's?
could
Why?
counter it, why is he only
I'm
punching?
not the
In
one that
fact,
made that
this shield
animation
shouldn't
in
even
the
be
fight
working
scene.
against Alien X to begin with, especially if you're going to show forearms shattering one of his shields moments earlier. This shot right here
Inconsistency,
particularly
I get
bugs me
that.
for many reasons.
But
First, if we're gonna
that's,
pretend that this can
again,
even
like I
happen,
just said,
then
I'm not the
Hal's
guy
raw
that
aura
did
is
this
enough to vaporise 3
animation.
different Alien X's instantaneously, and he should have the battle right there. However, they shouldn't disappear because there's no reason to. They're not shadow clones. Once Ben duplicates, there's not like a one main Alien X. They're not just gonna vanish if Ben is caught off
Yeah, they're their own
the
individual.
second that shield is
Well,
down, they're
individuals.
still gonna be there and leave Hal exposed, and at the very least can keep punching him, I guess. Number 4. Hal's big weakness. One fact they confirm but is completely overlooked is while Hal's ring has a periodic cooldown time, Ben's Omnitrix does not when Master Control is active. And it's pretty obvious from the get-go that Ben has Master Control in this battle. We see Alien X use his time reversal abilities, but only once. Which is strange because it's not like he couldn't continue to do this over and over for just about ever.
And every time he has to go like this. Every time he has to go like this.
Dormammu type situation.
And that's just like Goku in instant transmission. It's not instant. All I gotta do is speed blitz you.
But I think they only do
recharge
that
time
for
is not instantaneous. So
reference.
once the ring runs
It doesn't matter what they do it
he's
for.
forced to leave himself vulnerable.
But it's
Ben's
part of it.
Omnitrix
But
can
at the
keep
same
Ben
time,
as
that can
one
be
transformation for as
consistency
long as he
between
needs.
what he actually does and
The
what they
confirmed
do
record
versus
so
fights on
far
the
being
animation.
held by
No,
Vega
that actually
remaining
does
as
that
Alien X
in the animation, in the
entire
cartoon. He
year.
goes like this.
There's also the fact that Ben's Omnitrix has fail-safes against its removal, but Hal's ring can quite literally slide right off.
What's this do?
And he can will it right back.
Won't do that again.
Unless I want to.
The only way any of these scenarios that they created would work is because they significantly downplayed Alien X. I think Death Battle is just too used to choreographing these very Dragon Ball Z-like kind of battles, that they just don't have the creativity, or not creativity, focus or versatility to handle a character like Alien X, or Ben Tennyson in general.
I don't
Use
believe
him
that.
to the fullest. I'm disappointed we never even got to see Chroma Stone or Feedback interact with Hal's light constructs, especially considering
But
Feedback is even
the way
listed
Alien
as
X
one of the
fights would
notable
be a lot more
transformations.
like
Number
10
5,
times more
the
calculated than he
Afterthoughts.
actually fought.
After the battle, the two hosts just recap
Hal
in more detail why they think
beat
Hal has the right to win.
God.
But it seems like they were just stating random
And
facts to
Alien
fluff out the
X
ending and further prove
has
their
destroyed
point. A lot
universes
of their
and
facts are either
gods.
wrong or contradict what
And
was said or
Hal
shown.
would still
He could only ever use
get
one at a time.
ass.
No,
While Hal
because
always
Alien
has
X
access to
is,
all of his powers.
is literally
Even with the
always
flexibility
3
of
to 4
Master
steps ahead
Control,
of its
this
opponent.
meant Ben was always
Nope.
playing catch-up.
Yeah.
Not really, because in your own
Nope.
video, Ben pretty much is leading the
What do you
battle
think Hal
and calling
does?
the shots. Hal is reacting to everything Ben is doing. So that statement right there is just
I'm not the
untrue.
one that made the
Ben's Diamond
animation.
Head form was tough, sure, but he wasn't surviving a planet exploding in his face.
Not only did they not even use Diamond Head, but who cares? He has other aliens that could easily survive a planet-level attack, especially Alien X, who seemed to be the focus of this battle.
Accelerate was wicked fast, but not fast enough to cross the universe in an hour.
But Jet Ray is.
Jet
They didn't
Ray's
use
not.
Accelerate or Jet Ray in this battle at all either.
Go ahead and
Time
Google
Alien
it.
X recreated the universe. He only did that because he couldn't stop it from being destroyed in the first place.
Also incorrect. He just didn't know the universe was actually being destroyed.
How do you
He
not
did
know the
nothing
universe
because
is being
he
destroyed?
did not know what was going on.
Because
and
they can't see the
completely
universe.
underestimated the stakes.
Wait, the
They're locked
universe
in
really
their
is
own
being
little
destroyed?
dimension.
I'm afraid it is. But Alien X can fix this, right? Right? Fine.
In fact, the feedback holding the Big Bang feat mentioned earlier in the video was him doing that very thing, preventing an active Annihilarch from going off because he does understand the stakes now. They literally mention him doing something that they later say he can't do.
Alien X has never shown any defenses against the same kinds of things that Hal could replicate, like mind control, transmutation, and time manipulation.
Are you serious? I don't even have to talk about this one. They
No,
then
go ahead,
quote yet
cuz.
another Derek J. Wyatt statement proclaiming him to be a creator, trying to refute Alien X's multiversal durability. But if you were to ask the actual creators of Ben 10, you'd come to learn that yes, they indeed can, and it is not a joke. You can hear more information about that in my video, Ben 10 creators answer your questions. So now, I'd like to take the time to respond to some of my comments from my previous video. A lot of good points were brought up, and I'm glad that I have the chance to go over them. Our first comment asks if
No,
Ben's
there's really
transformation
nothing
upgrade
commenting
could
on
take
how
over
fast he
Hal's
is.
That's my
ring.
point.
And while at first I wanted
speculation
to dismiss
otherwise.
the idea, I did quite a bit of research on it, and seeing as the ring is tech-based, be it very advanced tech, I have yet to find a reason why upgrade would not be able to take control.
I can
and
literally
even
will you
dismantle
outside of my
Hal's
damn ring.
So there's another easy
That's how the
win
ring
right there.
works.
Another user wanted me to mention other skills.
It has its own AI system.
Such as piloting multiple types of aircrafts, not unlike Hal Jordan, and the ability to learn magic thanks to currently inactive genetics within him. We only see Ben perform magic in one of his alternative futures, but since it's indeed
The closest thing I've seen-
Ben 10,000,
it
yeah.
confirms the
The
possibility
closest
of
thing
Ben
I've seen is
mastering
people
this
commenting on
practice.
how
Blue Flaming
crossed
Wolf also
galaxies
brought up
in
another
less
great
time
feat that Ben has.
than most of
He
his
has
others.
perfect
Than most of the other
photographic
ones, but
memory.
he's not as fast as Hal.
That's the door to
How
anywhere.
fast can
Nothing
Hal
can breach
cross
it. You
galaxies?
have to know the true name of the
Minutes.
place you're going.
You mean the
If
glory
that.
letters?
They literally said that. He's faster than Jet Ray.
You remember all that just
But how
from
can you
looking
cross
at it?
galaxies in minutes
really
if it
aren't
takes you an
looking at
entire
zero
hour to
tension
go
school.
across the
That's what they
planet?
tell me.
It
Ben
doesn't.
has also been able to
They
use his
literally
perfect
said it in
armor
this.
to
It
see
takes an
patterns
entire
and push
hour to go
recurring
across the
villains.
planet.
No, it
making them
doesn't.
easier
He
and
goes.
easier
He's
every
faster
time
than
they
light
meet.
speed.
There was an
Well, you
episode
can
where
even
Ben had
rewind it.
seemingly
They specifically
forgotten
said in this video
Tambozo,
it
but it
took
was
him about
stated
an
that
hour
Ben
to
was
go
only
around the
pretending
entire
to
planet
forget
Earth.
him because he didn't want to admit to Kevin that he used to be afraid of clowns. One user wanted me to explain what the Poultice Altiari is, since I briefly mentioned it. And while it's not really important, it is a cool piece of Ben 10 lore that not many people know about, so I'll make it quick. In the Ben 10 Ultimate Alien game Cosmic Destruction, Ben temporarily has access to an ancient Galvan device known as the Poultice Altiari. It is said to be capable of multiplying one's natural abilities several times over. Ben uses this device on his transformation Waybig to give him an advantage over a battle with Albedo, who is also transformed into a Toku Star. Shortly after the battle, the device destroyed itself.
Kaiju.
Arthur here wanted to know that
Ultraman.
if Ben was able to multiply himself into
Get up.
1,000 via Echo Echo, if each of those clones could then repeat
You
the
might
process,
be young if you don't know
creating
that
1
shit.
million clones, and potentially repeating the process
Yeah,
infinitely.
huh.
Similar to the
I'm
upgrade
too young
theory,
for
I
this.
wanted to dismiss this as well, simply because it
Let's
is
go
just so
Techno Power,
ridiculously
Techno Man.
broken. But yet again,
Or Tekka
everything
Man.
adds up. The Omnitrix is perfectly capable of creating and altering mass, and support multiple powerful transformations. So if an infinite army of Bens isn't your thing, well, try to debunk it in the comments. I'll be listening. The death
I'm gonna leave
battle
that
will
alone.
undoubtedly go down as a significant event in the fandom. It's unfortunate that it doesn't really do justice
Okay,
to our
yeah, look, I'm gonna say it like I've been saying.
but any exposure for Ben
Okay,
is
I
something
do have to
be
recharge my
positive
ring.
about.
Whatever.
So, thank
Well,
you for
I don't have
checking
to
out my
recharge
video.
mine. Mine is
Stay up to
matter
date with
antimatter
everything on my
generated.
social
But
media, and join the Discord to talk to other passionate fans.
And
You
if
can
you
also
want to
see
get
exclusive
technical,
weekly updates
the
from
way
my
Alien
crossover
X would
series
fight
5
wouldn't
years
be
later
dashing like
over
he
on our
did. He'd
Patreon
fight
for
more
just
like the
$1
Dragon
a
Ball Z
month.
type
And
fights.
until then,
okay, but
keep it fizzy.
you can make literally whatever you want as long as you somewhat understand the points behind it. You ever see Black Bolt?
Who?
Black Bolt, the leader of the Inhumans. He's got a tuning fork on his head. You know what the tuning fork does?
What?
It's a constant power amp. It draws in latent energy in electrons and whatnot, and it feeds him. You think Hal Jordan can't be like, oh, crap, let me not think of that. They downplay him. I don't want to hear anything about, oh, they're downplaying Alien X. Hal Jordan can literally keep charging his ring whenever the frick he wants. They downplay Hal Jordan.
But never once has he ever done that.
You sure about that?
All the animations you've ever shown me and everything you've ever shown me of Hal Jordan, he's never done that. He's always had to recharge it via the lantern.
Because they do that because the whole reason is if I create something where I don't have to recharge my ring, it makes me more dangerous. It's the same reason why they don't let Batman have superpowers permanently.
I was about to say, Batman's already dangerous as is.
That's my point. It's why they don't let Batman have superpowers permanently. You think he can't shoot up Venom and alter the formula and be super strong anytime? Hey, Clark, come here. Pow! Where was that shit you was talking before? He's got his one suit that emulates the powers from the main people of the Justice League. But it's a suit and he doesn't use it that often. He can alter his technology and stuff. They downplay him. And in my personal opinion, he will whoop the ever-loving hell out of Anthony Edward Stark. Say it at me. I don't. Everybody knows who Iron Man is. Not everybody knows who Batman is. So Batman has other people build his stuff for him. Just it makes it easier for him to work.
And for the record, when Alien X rewinded time, I don't think he'd rewind that small portion of time to fight again. He'd pull a Hal Jordan. He'd either go, Alien X would either go back to the beginning of the fight or way before the fight and take care of the problem there, because that's how Alien X fights.
Yeah, but unless Ben is using Alien X, he is playing catch up.
Well, technically speaking, Ben isn't really Alien X. Ben can't control that. Alien X is its own entity.
Even more towards what I'm saying.
But at the same time, that entity is like 5 times smarter than Ben.
It's 3 people.
3 times smarter than
No, it's 3 people. It's the dude, the girl, and then it's Ben, and they got to agree on stuff. But in the series, they have them master it.
Well, they don't always have to agree on stuff. There's been times where Ben's like, hey, take full control. I'll wait here.
But like I said, unless he's using Alien X, Ben is always playing catch up. Always.
I'd say it depends on the type of alien he uses.
Nope. Because each alien only has a specific amount of powers and a specific type of powers, where, as stated, Hal always has every power he wants.
Well, true, but like, for example, if he was to use the alien where he can hack into machinery, if they were in upgrade, if they were like military base or any high tech place, that would be Upgrade's place. So that could potentially put Hal on the defensive or on the reactive instead of the attack.
Yeah, but that's a location thing more than a power thing.
Yeah, but if you feed into how Ben 10 fights, at least how the teenager Ben 10 would fight, he would try to pull him towards that location to better suit his Omnitrix instead of trying to fight in the street.
Hal would just be like, hey, go to space. Whoop.
You can just fly out of space.
Because he's locked people in bubbles and stuff like that. Like Jon Stewart versus Volcana. He locked her in a bubble and she tried to burn out of it. And then she started suffocating. And she was like, what's going on? You just burned out all your air, baby. And I'm going to let you suffocate. Then when you pass out, you're somebody else's problem.
Okay, so if we're going to use that, then when Alien X flicked Hal Jordan into space, that would have normally been the time he would have ran to go find a more strategic place instead of following
He wouldn't have needed to if he's Alien X.
But Alien X isn't that stupid. Sometimes they know whether to fight and when not to fight, depending on the abilities shown beforehand.
Okay, but you got to think, if one part of being that powerful is cockiness and arrogance.
True. They were cocky. I'm not gonna lie, they were cocky for a bit. But anytime,
because even I'm a victim of it. How many times have you seen me doing fights? And I'm overhand writing everybody now. And the time you saw me stalk somebody down, that dude didn't want to fight anymore.
But if we were going to use your logic, as you stated earlier, and all three of them in control, and not my logic where I said they might have taken control while Ben was in the background, then Ben would have stopped that cockiness then and there.
You sure about that? Because Ben's the most cocky MFer I've ever seen.
Not Teenager Ben. Again, I'm using Teenager Ben.
I'm still going off Teenage Ben. He's still pretty cocky.
He can be, but when it comes to Alien X, actually, that's when he's the least cocky. Because he's the one trying to control those two normally.
Do not agree. Do not agree.
Or he's trying to keep it in equilibrium.
He's trying to queef it in equilibrium.
No, he's trying to keep it in equilibrium. So, I won't say 9 times out of 10, more times like 7 out of 10. He's one of the least cocky when he's Alien X.
We just going to have to agree to disagree on this one, because we're going to be debating on this one for to the cows come home. Super Robert 64, thank you for this suggestion. As you can see, it is a heated topic.
Yeah.
I'm still saying Hal. You cannot sway me on this.
I'm still saying Ben, and that's not swaying either.
So we're gonna sign off on this one.
Yeah.
I'm King Sway.
I'm Slayer Gaming.
And we're gonna see you in the next one. Peace. Be sure to like and subscribe, all that YouTuber jargon that we all say at the end of it. Because I'm pretty sure if y'all suggesting it, I'm doing it.